I've had a bit of a scare this week. It's been a little bit harder for me mentally this week. You know, I don't usually struggle with actually going out and doing the sessions, but mentally it's been a little bit harder. I am actually a pretty positive person, to the point where I've had people say to me, can you at least say something negative and stop being so positive all the time? But this week I have had a little bit of a freak out. It's 7 weeks to go now until Busso, and the weeks are just ticking by so fast, and I've been really worried about being ready in time. So much I actually had to ring my coach and just say to her, you need to talk me through this. You need to tell me what's coming up so that I can actually see that I'm going to get to Busso being ready, being prepared, having done enough training. Yes, yeah, the things I'm stressing about.
You should be able to tick off 1 to 2, or at least one kind of 6-hour ride.
Right. So that's kind of the maximum.
Yeah.
Around 6 hours.
Anyone,
Usually I see 2 weeks in advance of my training. And a lot of coaches, I think, do that because, because your training has to adjust as you're going, depending on what you've done is what you're going to do next. But also, sometimes it can just freak people out that they see the volume in those really big weeks, which is usually only 1 or 2 weeks. It's just really big, and it can scare some people and go, I'm not going to get there. But in my head, I actually need to see those big weeks so that I can see that leap from here to there. So I called Emma and had a really good chat to her about what's happening in these next few weeks. You know, it's really 6 big rides, 6 big runs is the main thing. So she had to kind of talk me through it and go through my training coming up. My other problem is I've had some niggles, and you know, being the positive person I am, usually I try to just ignore them and go, oh, it's fine, and it's not going to impact my training or racing. So I've had a sore elbow pretty much since we moved, and I think it was just from lifting heavy boxes and moving furniture and that kind of thing. But it hasn't really settled, and now it seems to be coming up through my shoulder and my neck. I've booked in a massage. I'm going to see how that goes. I have a race this weekend, which is very exciting. It would be nice to line up for a race, just a sprint distance. So I had to change my training around a little bit, and I did my long ride and run midweek. I did 2 open water swim sessions this week. Firstly, I wanted to check my wetsuit and make sure it was still okay enough to swim in and I could get it on and off easily. And I actually felt pretty good during those open water swims, but once it got to the race, that was a whole different story. That race video will be out soon. So thanks for training with me, and head will be right next week.